It's arguably the greatest sandwich of all time.
Yeah, arguably? Over a pan con bistec?
That's why I said arguably. So I'm a little conflicted, but I'm in a conflicted phase in my life. So I take on any challenge. Society thinks that when they hear the term, "Oh, be a man," it's be tough and be strong. But on the contrary, I think a man is somebody that can admit like being vulnerable for a second. People that are watching wrestling, it's a sport. What you're watching is a sport, but you're watching wrestling to be entertained.
Welcome back, folks. This is the Anti-Sun podcast here on the Heir Cast, where my dad just derails me every chance he can. It's like Shane McMahon and Vince McMahon. That one time they had a anti.
That's exactly what that was.
WrestleMania 17 for sure. Great WrestleMania, by the way. Anyways, welcome back, folks. Another week, another pod. Today, very selfishly, a special episode for myself because as a wrestling fan, wrestling buff, I have my first professional wrestler and a highly representative,
Aquí la patria.
Representing La Rosas, representing the hood, representing Hialeah, and representing himself, man. The domination.
Ya tú sabes, aquí activado con la pila bien puesta.
Yo, thank you for doing this, man. Thank you for coming through, dog. Thank you for representing, dog. Not just for Hialeah, but for men's mental health. A bunch of things we're gonna get into, man. But just really want to say thanks for doing this.
Thank you for having me, especially I'm sure after you celebrated a birthday. So
fire, yeah. Selfishly, this is like a birthday gift to myself. Yeah. Here on the podcast, on the Heir Cast, we start with important questions because the Air Force, the fans, the streets, everybody in the world wants to know what makes a perfect pan con bistec.
The bread.
Okay, talk to me about that. What's bread? Cuban toast bread? Because I do complain a lot about pan con bistec bread. That's actually a big part
bread.
Of it.
So I'm gonna put people on game. So I do have. I don't know if you know this as well. I have a food pop-up also called
Panolos.
Panolos. Okay. Panolos. So the best pan con bistec. I know I've said it before, and I'm putting people on blast, but I would never go to La Carreta for a pan con bistec ever again. Porque le faltaron las papitas.
Nah.
And le faltaron la lechuga.
Nah.
But with that said, I know I said the bread, but the potato sticks is definitely the most important thing. If you don't have potato sticks on a pan con bistec, then it's not a pan con bistec.
Yikes. I'm trying to think what's an alternative people would put for potato sticks.
No,
you can't. You have to
No,
do
you
that
have to.
sticks.
So I just don't know when people don't put potato sticks on pan con bistec. I just don't know what they're doing. So I don't know. Se le fue la mano. They weren't thinking. And
take it back a step from me. What are we looking for in the bread here? What's ideal about the
fluffy, but a nice a nice toast on the top, a nice crunch, but where it's not where you have to chew the bread and rip it along with the la carne también.
You don't want to chew both. You don't
exactly.
Right.
So it has to be the nice ratio of tenderness of the meat along with the bread. Shout out to Pinocho Bakery, having the best Cuban bread for pan con bistecs.
Okay.
Letting out my secrets that I use, but fuck it, we'll share all the recipes. It's okay.
Oh, no. Maybe not all. That's one. You guys get one, okay? You guys get one. What about cheese? Does cheese go on it?
No.
I realized no, that's not a thing,
no.
huh?
I do cheat on the pan con bistec that I make. I do cheat. Shout out to a friend that gave me a recipe for an aioli. I put that garlic cilantro aioli on my pan con bistec. Think pollo tropical green sauce on a pan con bistec. It complements the mojo from the steak and the marinade really well. And so I don't know, is that technically an authentic pan con bistec?
It's yours. It's
I try to stay traditional and not getting too gourmet with the sandwich. You know, a lot of people like to reinvent the wheel, but I try to keep it as authentic and genuine with, just some Panolo Domino flavor there with the sauce.
Got it. So, and then the sauce kind of takes the place of like the cheese, I guess. You don't want to do cheese and sauce together as a
I just feel like, I love cheese on a sandwich.
But not a pan con bistec.
No, pan con bistec, I want to taste the fresh like veggies, the tomato, la lechuga, and then of course the salty goodness of the onions and la papitas. And
when you got cheese on there, you just taste the cheese type shit. It overpowers everything else.
It takes away from it, I feel.
Good point.
It takes away from it, I feel.
And what's up? You have like a favorite pastelito? What's
pastelito? I love a jopiña and a pastelito de queso.
De queso, okay,
de queso.
Nice.
With a jupiña, that's my
go-to.
The shit. That's my pre-workout.
Oh yeah,
that's the pre-workout for sure.
Okay, and then let's address this real quick. I think it's WrestleMania 13. First, is it the first ladder match ever? Shawn Michaels. I know it's the most popular one, but isn't there one before?
I think 11. No, 13. I think it was 13.
Oh no, 13's I think Stone Cold and Bret Hart. I think.
Yeah, because then 14 was Tyson, Stone Cold.
Facts. Okay, so 11. Who are we rooting for? Razor Ramon or Shawn Michaels in the ladder match for the Intercontinental Championship? Who are you? Who's your brother rooting for? Who are you rooting for?
We were rooting for Shawn Michaels.
Okay, it was Shawn Michaels.
I was a Vende Patria to our Cuban Razor Ramon, but Shawn Michaels was who we were always rooting for.
Razor Ramon was the heel at the time, and then
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Razor Ramon was the heel for sure.
Was the belt vacant or Michaels was defending it?
I think the second one. I can't remember which one, but I think both of them. Weren't both of them like Intercontinental.
Oh, okay. So that was like to unify type of situation, something like
that.
Okay.
Went on, yeah.
Okay, legendary. But
yeah, that's definitely one of the greatest.
And is that like the earliest memory of like wrestling for you?
That's what I think of. Yeah, when I think of my like youngest memory of wrestling, it's again like going to Blockbuster and renting that cassette tape every weekend and rewatching that match. Like fast forwarding that match.
No, yeah, Blockbuster, bro.
Yeah, Blockbuster. Yeah,
wow, crazy.
It was always the same VHS tape and a different video game every weekend.
Video games were my shit. That's
Ken Griffey baseball.
No, Ken Griffey baseball. Wow, no, my old school baseball game was Slugfest. Have you ever
Slugfest?
They used to fight. It was the only game that I've seen where baseball players they had a dynamic where you could run up and punch the player. Like you know when players get beamed with the pitch.
It was a hockey game.
No, this was a baseball game.
That's wild.
Yeah, it was on that. It was
like
on that.
NFL Blitz, but for baseball.
I think the same company. I think Take Two, which turned into 2K. I think they made it.
Take Two, by the way. Now we're on the topic of video games. My favorite video game of all time. RIP, ESPN NFL 2K5. That game was so good.
Wow.
That EA Sports and Madden and the NFL came to agreements and they got the licensing rights.
It's a monopoly. There's no football games.
And that was the last.
And that's the legendary one that changed everything. I hear about this a lot.
And it's the last time 2K ever made a football game.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Did they have a dynamic where like when you have like a hit stick moment, you would see like they do like an X-ray and you'd see like the players like bones breaking shit like that?
No, I think that was like one of the like NFL Street ones or something like that.
NFL Street was badass. Yeah, NFL Street was gangster.
But this game had Chris Berman was in the game. Like the gameplay was great. It had a different gameplay engine than like what you're used to with Madden. And yeah, it was Take Two Interactive, I think was the name of the company.
Yeah,
Take Two. Yeah, the 2K group.
No, you're on it. If you knew the Take Two reference, the fact that they're a badass company.
That's been my favorite game of all time. And again, I think it speaks volumes that the fact that they pretty much took out Madden, which is, a mega power.
As a football guy and as a video gamer, it's crazy that there's no alternative. At least, don't get me wrong, I'm a 2K guy, I love 2K.
Yeah.
But like you get laughed. People laugh. Like I laugh at people that play NBA Live. NBA
I was just going to say, is NBA Live still a thing?
It's still a thing, but it's kind of whatever. But the whole point is, at least it's there.
Yeah.
And I like that because I feel like it keeps 2K on their toes. They have to at least change some shit up. At least make
competition is always good.
You get me? Yeah. And like EA, bro, for years as a fan of Madden, bro, like we constantly every year you buy the damn game every year.
And it's the same.
But you fall into the brainwash.
La misma mierda.
But la misma mierda, bro. It's crazy. I borrowed myself a PS5 and I was kind of tripping out with the dynamics, but it's kind of the same shit.
It's funny. I actually just got about a month ago a PS5 on OfferUp in Miami Lakes.
We're on that same shit. OfferUp.
I picked it up, but the reason I got the PS5, I haven't gamed in years, and I love to game. Like I used to always love playing video games.
Great escape, great way to fucking.
But I haven't been able to in the last few years. I haven't been able to. But CCW, the wrestling promotion that I wrestle for, a group of like 12 of the guys from the promotion are in a Madden league, a fantasy league, and I'm like,
nasty.
I've always wanted to do that my whole life.
Fun.
Back from the 2K5 days, I was like, damn, I wish I could play in a league where we could do it online. But back then, internet, and it was hard to get one of those leagues going, and that many people. So I just got the PS5
for that
in Miami Lakes, missing a controller.
Are you guys picking one team that's already made and sticking with it, or are you guys drafting players?
Fantasy draft.
So completely fantasy.
I started season 2, so I inherited a team that was already drafted.
Who's on your team? Tell me, like, who's your quarterback?
Josh Allen.
No, nice. Okay, that's a
leads the league in interceptions.
Oh shit. I mean, it's pretty close to reality.
But it's in the top I think leads the league in passing yards also.
It's part of it, okay.
Hey, Malik Neighbors on there leads the league in receiving.
Nasty. You got a little squad. Malik Neighbors and Josh Allen, those pretty fun. Okay, who do you got at the running back?
J.K. Dobbins and Tank Bigsby.
Okay, Tank Bigsby. Dobbins is cool. Dobbins, I think, on the fucking
on the Broncos.
Broncos, yeah, he's on the Broncos.
But with all that said, my team is 3-8. So
yeah.
I get it.
You're a big football guy though. You like football?
Yeah. I like to say. I mean, I feel like the value I have in sports is like diminished as I've gotten older, just because you value different things in life and different things become more important.
Life.
Exactly. But yeah, I grew up. Basketball's my first love. Me and my brother grew up playing basketball.
What position did you play in high school?
I was like a small forward, power forward.
You have
I was a
some
chubby. I was tall, but I was a chubby kid until like sophomore year of high school.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Charles Barkley was my favorite player growing up.
Charles Barkley fan? That's crazy. Okay.
Barkley, Vince Carter, Dwayne Wade. Those are like my greatest, like the top three, if you will, basketball players of all time. But yeah, no, I became a big sports fan. I have season tickets, unfortunately, for the Dolphins that I've had for the last like 15 years.
Yeah, season tickets? Damn.
Yeah, I have that one seat that I usually don't. I go to one game a year.
Well, have you been to any ones this year?
I went to the home opener.
Against the Patriots?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was there. That's the first Dolphins game I've ever seen in my life.
Really?
In person, yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry about that.
Crazy. Hey, I'm not gonna
lie.
Did
you tailgate?
So I did like a sober ticket. Shout out Coffee and Chill. They do like these sober events that like, like with cold plunges and like it's not alcohol. But they did it in the arena. Like I've gone to a couple of them before.
Oh, damn.
But they did one in the arena and I was like, I've been loving these events. I love football. I've never been to a Dolphins game. I thought it was a cool opportunity. So I tailgated with them inside. But like I said, it's not a full tailgate experience.
Yeah.
But, yeah, man, it was cool. I'm a Steelers guy, but seeing, I saw Brady play when he was in the Bucs. That was one of the craziest moments in my life. But seeing the Dolphins up close and personal was crazy. That Patriots game alone was crazy because they start coming back at the end, and then Tua just Tua time.
The Dolphins are gonna dolphin.
But look what happened. We're recording this a week after this Bulls win.
I repeat,
the Bills win.
I repeat, the Dolphins are gonna dolphin.
Crazy.
That's what they do.
Do you have any opinions on what they should do next? Like, are you like Tua? You like McDaniel? Are you side of this?
I've always been one to like defend Tua. Because this year though, it's been just like
hard to defend.
It's hard to defend anybody on the team, really. It's hard to defend anything.
Devin Achan's a bright point, and honestly, man, listen,
Waddle's great.
Mike McDaniel has some suspect decision making, but dog, look what he's dealing with, man. Dog. When he was at the beginning, bro, they referenced that Broncos game was like 70-20 all the time. Like, you don't get there without a creative coach. Like, he's nasty. I think he'll be a great offensive coordinator.
They probably figured him out. They probably figured it out.
Him or Tua? That's the thing. You got the main guy, and it's like, listen, bro, he's a short quarterback, man. Gee, it's like that's tough.
My defense of Tua was always not. Again, I don't make this argument much this year anymore, but my defense was always. Of course, you talk to people and you're like, Tua, Wotalo, like last year,
right?
And even the year before, and they'd be like, hey, can you remember the last quarterback we had that was as good? Like. Wow. So at least it's something, like, you know what I mean?
Wow, no, hey, I can't even think. I'm even trying to say Dante Culpa, who never played.
We've had,
he was on the bench.
I think like those 20, we've had like 21 quarterbacks like in the last.
Wow, nobody. Marino, you got to go back to Marino.
Jay Fiedler, like, Chad Pennington.
Chad Pennington was okay.
But
not two was better than Chad Pennington.
But you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, dude, it's crazy. So, and then you have the Packers who have had 3 quarterbacks in the last 2 decades. Like, it's wild. So I think people's criticism of the position, specifically for the Dolphins, of Tua, it comes from a place of desperation as far as, like, we've gone through so many quarterbacks, so it's like, tan desesperado, like, no, let's get the next one and try him out. It's like...
You need to give a quarterback, and that I agree with that. This year of all this NFL season is one of, I think, redemption. Look at all these guys balling out. Sam Darnold, people called him a bum. I think he's killing it. I think the Seahawks might go all the way, killing it. There's a bunch of like rejuvenated Daniel Jones.
Just traded for him in my dynasty league. I needed draft picks. So I got him. I gave away Hurts, but I got some first rounders in return.
Okay, so that's not bad. You got draft picks and Daniel Jones.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
It's not bad.
That's great.
It's not bad.
Oh, yeah. Josh Allen could run. He got the legs, but I think Daniel Jones is accurate. I don't know what the Madden ratings are, but he's fucking, in real life.
He's playing well this year.
Yeah.
He's playing well.
He's killing it. He got a little squad, and I ain't gonna lie, they got a little baddie running the team. The owner, you know what I'm talking about? The chick that beside.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Carly, I think her name is. She's raw,
I've seen
man.
that. I love that.
That work ethic, that hustle makes me like it even more.
Yeah.
That's a green flag from me.
She seems like the one that, like, if the team's fucking up, she'll go in there and be like, "Oye,
she's on that. Like, she's on that. Ponte la pila for real. Ahí sides looking at the wow. Oye, she's on that, dog. So growing up playing like little números with my grandma and shit like that, a number would come out randomly and they'd always have like a name. I mean, you know what I'm talking about?
No.
La charada? Okay, type shit.
Yeah, imagine, that's like,
Yeah.
Do you have like
With the Asian,
is there like a set domino that you like a set number, like a set like?
No importa, mira, yo hago la jugada con cualquier ficha que me ponen adelante, bro.
I like that shit. Oh yeah. People keep asking me, yo, what are y'all even on in these episodes? Like, how do we go from deep convos to wild jokes to life advice and back in 30 seconds flat? Let me put you on game. We're on Canna Kings. Whether it's CBD, Delta 8, or THCA, they got that top shelf, lab tested, smooth hitting goodness. No paranoia, no couch lock, no bad vibes. Just that clean, focused flow that lets the creativity flow and the comedy hit. So if you rock with the pod, support the squad, head over to cannakingsco.com. Load up your cart and use promo code UBTHCCrew at checkout for a little royalty level discount. Canna Kings, we're on it. And now you could be too. See you on Cloud 9. Oh yeah, okay. And who's the Southeastern champion at the time that first invited you to get into wrestling?
So the first Southeastern champion when I first joined.
I think you were backstage. I think you were meeting everybody.
Before I joined, it was Jackal Stevens. And he was somebody who was funny enough because he was somebody that I kind of would go to the shows as a fan. And he was the one that I was like drawn to. I was like, damn, he's probably my favorite wrestler here. Like he's something he had like mannerisms to Shawn Michaels and things like that. So I was a fan. I was a fan of his, you know. I enjoyed watching him work. And then I went backstage once because I was involved in the beer scene and the show was at a brewery. And he's like, dude, why don't you just come in? I did a segment in the ring with Panolos and whatever. And yeah, I remember him. Funny enough, the guy that just beat me for the championship, it was both of them. They both told me, they're like, oh, you should come to the school and train and give it a shot. I'm like, dude, you know I'm not getting any younger. Like, let me do it. Take myself out of my comfort zone and try it. But yeah, that was Jackal Stevens.
And who hit you with the suplex like a few weeks later? Like, no? Or what is it? Like, you're passing out beers and then
so that was
your first program
that was some like our version of like Brock Lesnar at the time, pretty much. And some guy came out. He didn't like that I was there passing out free beer to people. He said, no, people gotta pay for this, and slammed me.
What is it? You were a German, like from the back while you're passing them out?
Yeah. I think he gave me no, it was like a waist lock takeover. He lifted my ass up, put me down, and my inhaler went flying. And
Your inhaler?
Yeah, I'm asthmatic. Yeah,
damn.
My inhaler, I remember going flying, and then I remember having brewery friends that were in town from out of state. They all jumped in the ring, not knowing like what was going down, and they got physical and shit got crazy.
No.
And so they took me, and like people were taking me backstage, and I was all like, and then that's when Jackal and Ariel were both like, yo, you should come train.
The domination don't play. Your dad even threw a beer on stage at a different time, right?
Yeah, that was crazy. I was actually talking about that this weekend. That story. That's crazy. Some highly ass shit for real.
Well, this happened recently?
That was about 1.5 years, 2 years ago.
Oh shit! Okay, wow.
So that was like the start of, I guess when I put on my pilas, if you will, and started like getting focused because I was tired of people fucking around with me. So I had to show
in the wrestling
I had to show him what's up. Like I was a rookie at the time, but I had to show him like, yo, that I had that dog in me too. You know, like you push my parents, like nah, that ain't gonna fly. You know. So then I remember we had a big street fight the month after all that happened. And that happened on my birthday, actually. They burned my face with coffee, and then they pushed my mom and dad because my dad was throwing beer. And then it was a blood fest the next month. The
Hialeah street fight? I watched
Gangrel.
Okay, got it.
That was
shout out Otto too.
Yeah, Otto was out there.
The clutch a couple times.
That's when crazy. Otto made his he got the first taste, and now he's training every Monday ever since then. He comes with me.
Imagine, hey bro, he's the school of Gangrel with the vampires training and shit like that.
Oh, and I mean, revealing, you hear it here first. There may be a song coming out. Not only Otto and Domino, which we like to call Otto y Domino, Tremendo Terremoto, but also Gangrel and Draculo, El Vampiro and Draculo together on a track.
No way. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Has Gangrel made music before?
He can spit some bars.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And there's this thing that comes on Twitter all the time where people like, and it's funny because I kind of thought this, but I kind of didn't. Did you ever experience like watching wrestling? Did you think wrestlers sang their own theme songs?
No, like I didn't know it was Shawn Michaels like singing his own song and calling himself a sexy boy. Like
that is Shawn Michaels singing his own song?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe that's where people think that. But like my generation of kids, it's all like Edge coming up, Big Show. Like I always
No.
kind of thought Big Show sang, "Where's the fish?" I kind of thought that was him.
No, now that I think about it, like, yeah, no, I think Shawn Michaels was really the only one. I don't think anybody.
It probably stemmed from him though.
Yeah.
Type
I'm
shit.
trying to think if anybody else sang their own song.
Like, bro, I could have sworn Randy Orton was, "Hey, nothing you could say" on the original one. But yeah, man, that's crazy. So you didn't think
Top five songs though of all time. Gangrel, The Brood. That song is legendary.
That is a badass one.
Yeah.
That is a badass one. I mean, you got to put Cena's in there, man. Cena's a magic. He spit his own shit.
It kind of reminds me of, is it MOP? No, yeah, it was an MOP track. I think they kind of started the same way.
Yeah, that producer is a big producer. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
the producer. I think
like
the tag at
sampled
the
it from
beginning.
MOP, I think so.
Yeah, I think there's a producer tag at the beginning. Yeah, that's sick, man. Wrestling has some. The music is
Yeah. Oh, dude, the music. Sometimes I would just not even care about the match and just watch entrances when I was a kid.
No, you're not wrong for that, man. Wrestling's a big. What are the most iconic entrances that you could think of?
For some reason, I liked. I still like it. The song, it was 2001. It was called "My Time." Triple H's song. It was before.
Triple H's has a badass one.
It was before. It was before the Motorhead songs. That song for me, well, it was always one of my favorites. The Gangrel, the Brood song, obviously. DX.
Sheesh, that. Think you ready?
Yeah, always. You turn off the lights as a kid and you fucking get the glow sticks and you think you're.
Yeah, no, it's hitting a chop is legendary, man. Come on.
We used to do that to our teachers and to our friends in school.
Everywhere.
And now you can't even do it as a football celebration. You get fined.
You can't do a lot of things in the football. That's crazy, dog. That's crazy. And so before Domino, did you have any other names, prototype names, or where does the Domino name come from?
Domino came from. It's my first day at training. Gangrel was there, and he said, "Yo, get this Domino-looking motherfucker to go do this and that."
Domino. Oh, like so, the bounty hunter.
So it's from he said that I looked like Domino from the movie Domino.
The bounty hunter. Yeah.
I forget. Keira Knightley. Is it Keira Knightley? I think is in the movie.
Yeah. Shout out Choco Valens. He explained the whole thing. On this. Yeah, that's crazy.
So there's a character in that is a bounty hunter that apparently looked like me. Like, looks at me.
Wow.
So that's what he got, and he kept saying that. And I was like. Little do you know that this fits very well for me and my brand, like who I am, like as an individual.
Wow.
And then it was funny because then I remember that first day I met everybody there. I'm training. I'm catching up. Like people had already. This was in January. People had already started training in November. That class or that like rookie class, if you will. So I'm a few months behind, and I'm catching up. They were at, usually you start with like your rolls, just like your forward rolls and your back rolls, and you're just doing that all day.
Is this how
not even taking bumps yet.
Not even.
This is just getting down, squatting down, doing a forward roll, like tumbling type shit, like gymnastics.
But learning the
like,
process of
learning it,
so that when you go to the bumps, you know how to fall.
Exactly. So this was that's usually what you learn the first weeks, the first days. But the class, who was 3 months ahead, they were on learning how to like take themselves out of the ring and throw themselves, like if you're getting thrown out of the top rope.
Suicide dive?
Exactly, all of that. So they're diving outside. So he looked at one of the students or one of the trainers and he's like, "Oh, did Domino, did he do this already?" And she looked at me and said, "Sir, it's only his first day." And I remember he said, "That motherfucker looks like he's been jumping fences in Hialeah stealing VCRs since he was like 17. He was like, "Make his ass do it." Me tiré, and yeah.
Wow, shout out to OG, man. Yeah. He saw something. That's
but then I remember, he would refer to me and just say Domino, and then kids, like students or whatever, were like, "Oh, Domino this," or "Is your name Domino?" But then I remember I was like, I didn't know. I was just, "No, my name's Adrian." But then they kept asking. I was like, "You know what? Yeah, no, I'm Domino." They're like, "Oh, but he said Adrian." No, my name's Domino. Like,
hell yeah.
So I just owned it. And, and I remember I got a Domino tattoo up here, and I remember this is like a few months after, but I was like, "Oh, he's probably gonna think," which he does, because he still calls me El Glorioso entitled, thinking like big headed. But it's funny. I got it. I was like, I probably should cover this up. But it was a shout out to him. It was in honor of a WWE legend,
Of course.
And naming me and teaching me everything I know. And to this day, consider him a friend. I'll speak to him pretty much almost every day, for the most part. But yeah, he's the one that gave me the name Domino.
Bro, Gangrel's a legend, bro. I'm a wrestling fan nerd. Like, I used to write these things called Be the Bookers, which are like fan fictions of wrestling. I'd write out complete matches. Sometimes you take like a pivotal moment in wrestling history and you kind of remix it from there. Other times I would invent companies like, "Yo, this guy won the lotto and made it on bro.
So what are you waiting for? Why don't you come and train?"
Honestly, dog, I heard you say
Dude.
that. I heard you say that the first class is free, bro. My mind blew. I thought you had to pay for classes like in acting. I was like, the first class is free.
Do it.
Dog, I really.
You know what I'm gonna say next, right?
I don't know what.
Ponte la pila, mijo.
Yes. Yes. Dog, hey, I think I'm gonna have to do that. Hey, man, coño. So
unless we have to get in a scrap, then I don't know. Then unless you're coming from my title, well, I don't got the title anymore.
This is gonna age crazy when I become his understudy. We become tag team champions, and then
you turn on me.
My heel turn. My heel turn's gonna be crazy.
Or maybe I turn on you. I don't know. I'd be a little darker these days.
Holy.
There's only room for one Cuban. Oíste.
Hey, yo. From Hialeah too. Hey, that's a crazy storyline right there. The Hialeah Chico tag team. Then they implode. The Mega Powers. The Hialeah Powers.
Razor Ramon's, what is it? Children from another mistress.
The Razors. They'll be, oh my God, that's crazy. Oh yeah, and then so talk to me about what's the process like? If we could get a little bit like, what's the learning process? So rolling first, then bumps?
Yeah, you're doing your rolls, then your bumps, and then you're learning different takeovers and moves you can do, then running the ropes eventually.
Takeovers is while you're grappling and like the swinging of momentum from one to the other? Okay.
Those are like Irish whips and stuff. That comes with like while you're running ropes, but like the takeovers are you're doing a headlock and how to take a proper headlock.
Arm locks, hammer locks, when to switch.
Waist locks, exactly. And that's what you're learning a lot. Front lock takeover, waist lock takeovers. So you're learning that a lot in the first few months, along with how to bump and how to rolls and how to do your rolls.
While you're doing this, are you learning how to communicate, like how to like make
Not
calls?
Yet.
Is it calls like how to call stuff?
Not yet. That comes eventually later. Like talking, like talking. Wait. Well, actually, what do you mean? Like all that stuff is you're competing. You're trying to win. You don't talk about any of that stuff.
Type shit. But what I mean, because at the end of the day, though, there's a certain aspect where it's a dance. You get me? And like the best workers know, you feel me? Know like the safety and know when to
and something I learned that I didn't know obviously was and Gangrel preaches this a lot is footwork. Like it's all footwork. Like you won't know until you're a few months in or weeks in that you're like, oh wow, I didn't know this. That there's lanes in the ring, and then you need to make sure you're in your lanes, and that you're always towards the center of the ring, and think of like a grid or like a camera, right? Like your grid of nines and like oncoming traffic, ongoing, and you can't step into somebody's lane. Like there's a lot that goes into it.
So crazy. As you're saying that, I'm envisioning the GOATs to me, Cena and The Rock, and it's like the 5-knuckle shuffle, the people's elbow. Those moves, it's like they're so perfectly in frame, and they hit them like
there's a lot of precision. There's a lot of precision, and
yes, I'm sure they're taking into account their lane, and the guy has to be in the middle of the shit, and you have to catch the camera, and you have to
making sure you're doing everything safe, and it's a lot. It's not easy, that's for sure.
What's one of the first moves that you learned and you're like, oh, that was raw, that I didn't know how to do that?
I think the first move I started doing, it was my first finishing move, even though like I was working like pre-show matches and stuff, just getting my reps in, but it was the only move I really knew outside of like a suplex and a body slam was a Samoan drop.
A Samoan drop that's on your back,
like a fireman carry position, and then you just
fall back.
Yeah, and
shout out Umaga, R.I.P.
Yeah, I was doing. I did that for a while. That was the first time I was like, okay, I got a move that's mine. And I did the forbidden. People recognize it as like my move. Not that it was my move, because many greats, and it's a common move.
But you get signature moves. You get me? Like everybody. A lot of wrestlers do a German suplex, but Kurt Angle that's his shit. That's a signature move. You hit him with the German suplexes.
So now I actually just debuted. I have a new move now that I'm a little bit more on the pissed side or refocused side. Since I lost my championship, I want to end people and I want to hurt them. So I've been doing the Dominator.
The Dominator. We're gonna drop a clip of it right here. What's the Dominator?
It's I remember Ron Simmons, Farouk.
Yeah, I know Ron Simmons. Damn.
Yeah, he'd get you like in a gut wrench position, like in a power bomb position, lift you up. Your face is looking up, belly looking up on my shoulder, and then I'm just slamming you down.
You're grabbing by the shoulders?
And then swinging them by...
No. You're grabbing the person by the shoulders once he's on top of you?
By their waist. I'm grabbing them by their waist, flipping them over on my shoulder.
Okay, but the carry's overhead type shit, no?
No, just over on my shoulder, and then I'm just slamming them down.
Down, forward.
The one on my shoulder, that's the Razor's Edge. That was the Razor's Edge, the Razor Ramon one, yeah. So yeah, that I've been working on. The domino effect... The Dominator, that one I've just used it once. I'm going to keep using it because I want to fuck people up. I want them to know that I'm not fucking around anymore. And the domino effect is always going to be the number one.
And
That's my shit. That's
the arsenal
killer.
grows as
Yeah.
you know, as the reps get in, and the more matches you win and lose too. That's part of the game. Like, you probably learn a lot from losing the belt. I feel like, you know, life. You know, it's those moments.
You need those moments to bring you back down and to build you back up.
100.
I should probably start using an abdominal stretch.
I see what you did there. Do you have any like favorite moves that aren't your moves, or like any favorite moves?
The Razor's Edge. I've always loved that move. Even before I started wrestling, it was a move that I've always enjoyed. I always loved that move. And now it's when I've been flirting with the idea of like, damn, you know what? Maybe I'll start doing it. You know, I think, and pay homage to a fellow Cuban.
Facts, yeah. You have 100%.
So I think I can get away with doing it.
Long hair gang 2 type of shit, you know.
Yeah.
Scott Hall, no, that was
Scott
really
Hall.
Yeah,
Scott
Hall. RP, no, didn't he pass away?
RP.
Damn, Gonyo, bro. All the goats are passing away, though. That's fucking crazy.
It's tough.
Bro.
It's been fucking tough times.
It's life, bro. I just saw a clip of Cena, bro. Cena's one of my coaches. He could barely walk. Like, bro, it's tough.
It's not easy being a pro wrestler, man.
The bumps, the everything, bro. The psychological aspect, the traveling too is another thing.
Yeah, these guys. Well, like, look, I talked to Gangrel again. I talk to him pretty much almost daily, and dude, he's on a plane multiple times every week. Like, he's traveling, he's still working, like, he's still hustling, he's still busting his ass, and he says these plane rides are starting to catch up. You know, it's not an easy life for sure.
So walk me through this. You finish class, you finish academy school. When does the heel face conversation come into play? Like, does that come early? Like, I want to lean into this way, or
no? I feel like it's just something that happens organically, and natural, and then not to. And by the way, I know you said like finish academy. I'm still a student. I feel like I'm still learning.
Always learning.
Yeah,
100%.
I'm always learning, and that's something that like I pride myself in my relationship with Gangrel. Like, and it's something he teaches, like, that he's even still learning. You know. But yeah, as far as like that conversation goes, like, it's just whatever happens organically. I know for me, being, not to sound like egoísta or anything, but like I've done things in the community where I've had a following with, whether it was Union Beer Store, Panolos, or community work with mental health in the community where I've had like a following, right? So of course there's a lot of people that want to support and follow my path. So of course they come and they support. So how can they come and support? Like, I'm a good guy. Yeah, I'm a good guy.
Naturally you fall into the face.
Yeah.
I'm a good guy. Yeah, he was a good guy.
Say buena gente.
Yeah. Okay, and then what's the typical process though? Because it takes work and time. Because I've heard like fucking like shout out to Sal Volcano and the Practical Jokers. They got reached out like to do WWE, and like they wanted to do a whole program, but they needed to take X amount of months to learn how to take the bumps and do the work.
It depends on the person. I'm sure that's what you were gonna ask, like how like.
Right, no, yeah, timeline wise, like what's the average though? Like most people, like a year, 2 years of work type shit.
I say like a year's.
Because about how many sessions you get into, you know, similar like the black belts and
exactly.
It's not just about.
So you have your first match. I'd say on average it's probably like about a year. You know, I think it took me. My first match came in like 6 or like 7 months.
When you say your first match, it's your first match publicly in front of people. Do you do like cold matches before, or I'm not sure if
we've done like sparring, like practice matches. You know,
practice matches. You do shit like that. Run through. Like,
yeah, we'll have like practice matches and whatnot, but it's not the same.
No, in front of people, in front of a crowd, 100%. I can imagine. But you walk through it and get an idea for what the distance is for. Of
course, and making sure you're executing your moves properly.
Cardio too, I'm sure. It's like
cardio. That in-ring cardio is different than any beast I've ever experienced. Like, yeah, you get blown up quick. It's a lot because you have to remember you're working the cameras, you're doing a lot of things, and that blows you up. You know, it's not just the physical part of it. There's other factors in it that get you tired.
Get lost in that.
Whether it's you screaming "Bodo la pila" or screaming like that gets you tired. You know, like
Chico just climbing. I could imagine, bro. I built this. I worked in the workers union one time, and we did like a raw. We set up a raw show, and the stairs fell on my toe, bro. I always tell this story, and every time I see the stairs, I always point out to Chico, those stairs heavy as motherfucker. So like just the moving around, the maneuvering of the ring.
I've seen those steps, the steel steps. I've seen them fuck some people up.
Chico.
I've seen them cut. I've seen bone out of skin, like somebody's tripping over it. Yeah, it's brutal.
Do you have a favorite match you've been a part of so far?
Yeah, I mean that street fight.
It's legendary.
That street fight. That was my first like big taste of like big moment feel. You know what I mean? That's a match that'll always like live with me. It won match of the year.
That was like
year.
that program was like how long did you guys put that program
like
for?
Like
the coffee and it. Oh,
it was like
9 months.
9 months from the moment that I'm including while I was with them. And then after like 3 months, they turned their backs on me, and then there was like another 5 months.
Right, that's the whole whole arc. That's the story arc
exactly.
too. Though. That's that you got to see from the beginning to the end.
Exactly.
You know, like the Highly Chicos, like when we implode.
Yeah, the Highly Chicos. Yeah, that was like 8 months, and then it wasn't planned because again, like the stuff with my parents, like that wasn't scripted. Like that actually happened. You know, so that happens on the show right before our big blow off match that we already knew was gonna happen. And so it just added more to the drama, to the novela of what professional wrestling.
It influences the entertainment.
Yeah,
wow.
And I remember that show ended up being one of the highest selling like shows that we had. That place was packed. Unbranded. Shout out to an RIP Unbranded.
RIP for real, man. Damn.
But yeah, it's people get invested. That's what wrestling is. It's the pageantry, but it's also being invested in the storylines and the characters. Because people that are watching wrestling, it's a sport. What you're watching is a sport, but you're watching wrestling to be entertained. You know, you're not watching it with the same eyes to who's gonna win today between this game or this fight. No, for that you watch UFC or a sporting event. The people that are consuming the product that is wrestling, they want to be entertained. They want to be invested in these characters, and they want to cheer, and they want to like this person or not like this person. They want to boo that guy. You know what I mean?
You want to buy into the story. Sports entertainment. That's
exactly.
You want to buy into that though. But at the end of the day, it's storytelling at the highest level though, because you're doing the physical aspect, bro. Like I tell people all the time, like there's a psychological aspect to wrestling too. Like like I point out, you don't see he's working the arm. Exactly. Like that's the arm, so that buddy's not gonna be able to do his finisher later. Like that's wrestling at its highest form. You feel me?
And OGs and like Gangrel, like. Again, I'll shout out to Gangrel always because like that's what he preaches when he's training, and a lot of people don't do it nowadays. Like a lot of people don't like these days in modern wrestling. Like they're not telling those like stories. It's like there's a lot of psychology. Like you can start in the beginning of the match where you work you break their hand. And then they can't use their hand, and then they try to use it for the finish, but they couldn't because their hand was broken, and they do their finishing move, choke slam with the hand, and then you can't use your finishing move now. So there's a lot of different like layers, and I feel like that's something again Gangrel preaches, and yeah, it's part of like you said, which I kind of popped to use a wrestling term when you said that because like damn, you get it, like the psychology behind it, and it's not just teatro. It's like
to use Gangrel as another example, like in the Highly Street fight at the beginning of the match, he gets caught up in the corner by the Sicario, by the Pitbull Sicario, by Ricky Martinez, and, right. He gets caught up by one of them in the corner, and like he's taking some hits to the face, but he's looking at the crowd, working the crowd, on the vampire shit.
He's like, this motherfucker just hit me.
And it's like, what's next? Like it's a psychological aspect, bro. He's a legend. Bro.
Even in that match, it's funny because I just watched it back recently. Even his entrance, like it's two of them. He came out and then Gangrel came out first by himself. Like he doesn't even get in the ring yet because he's like 2 against 1. Now I'm gonna chill out here for a second.
The beginning is raw. You guys, you get him building, hitting the apron of the ring, and then the crowd cheering you on and chanting your name. Oh, it's tremendo built up at the beginning of the match. That match was awesome. That match was
I'm a sucker for again the pageantry. I love the working in the physicality and competing in the ring. I love it, of course. But the pageantry, the creativity, the entrances, and
when it comes together,
when it comes to that like aspect of wrestling, since I was a kid, that's where I mark out, to use a wrestling term, right? Like that's where I like find a lot of joy in wrestling, and like you could see, like I put a lot into that entrance. Yeah, like there was a lot. Like I custom made that song. I used the Purge theme. I did the whole like that Asian mask, that Asian war mask that I came out with. I painted up my whole. It was Dark Domino came out, right? Like I had to I had to tap into this like dark side. I put on the black tights, like that mask. There's symbolism. Like, a lot of people probably don't get it, but that mask is like a warrior's mask in Asian war, as far as vengeance and revenge, and like that's the story and the theme. I think
Batman references that shit.
Yeah, so like that was the theme of the match, right? Revenge and vengeance. So like the song, everything, and then like I did an event for Mental Health Awareness Month, like that entrance too. Coming out with the all green, I debuted like a vest. I haven't worn it since that day. And actually, it's funny enough, I wore it for that. I don't know if you saw that. Like it was all like light up green. Yeah. We turned off the lights. There was a bunch of green glow sticks.
Everybody came out in green.
Yeah, and green.
May,
yeah, because green is the official color for Mental Health Awareness Month. And yeah, like that vest, I put lights on it.
I tried wearing green. I don't have a lot of green in my outfit. It's Mexican shit for that.
And that vest. And again, I know it's all silly, but for me, the attention to detail means a lot. because the one person that's gonna get it, it's gonna make them feel a certain way.
Yes.
That vest was in May. The last time I had worn that vest was for the street fight. Like, it's a dope vest, and it says Domino matches with my tights. I don't wear it for all the match. I've only worn it like 3 times. Specialty, and I'm saving it for something else. So I got plans, but I'm not gonna,
you guys will see it.
You guys will see it
when it comes out.
Whenever you see that vest light up again,
just know.
You know that the pilas are charged. Horny.
And on the mental health, is there somebody, because and we're grateful and blessed to live in a time now where this is becoming more of a conversation. Pero Cuban kids from Hialeah, I'm sure you could relate to, growing up, men talking about their problems. Oh, you're a pussy.
Exactly.
Like, oh, you don't do that.
Man up. And yeah, exactly. I feel like, unfortunately, yeah. And like, I try to use my voice and my platform to now normalize a lot of those things. I know, I feel like a lot of times before, on whether it was different podcasts or different shows or different events I would do, it was mainly because of like, it hit home for me. But I try to, like, again, more like out of respect for my brother and not talk about his stuff and putting his stuff out there. But it's opened my eyes to like an overall view of how we should all normalize like certain conversations when it comes to mental health. And exactly what you said, being a Hispanic male growing up, like a lot of we come from a machista, like it's part of the culture, like the machismo,
toxic. Super toxic. No.
But I think it's healthy to be able to say, oye, me pasa esto, I can't, like, I'm not feeling it today, I can't like do this. As opposed to, you're doing more harm to yourself by manning up and pushing through and doing something, and you do more harm to yourself than actually taking the time, like, yo, you know what? I recognize there's a problem. Let me take a step back for a second.
That's the manlier thing. I think that's, when I think, when people say manly, like, the idea is power. Yeah. And I feel like if you could do that, if you could handle and juggle those emotions and control yourself and be able to deal with that, because you're dealing with it one way or another.
Yeah.
I feel like true power.
I feel like the definition of a man is not, again, like you said, and I think society thinks that when they hear the term, oh, be a man, it's be tough and be strong. But on the contrary, I think a man is somebody that can admit, like, being vulnerable for a second and knowing that he feels fucked up, and that can take a step back and admitting that and being vulnerable in front of people or to himself or to his family or to his kids, whatever, lo que sea. Like, I feel like that's a lesson in itself, as opposed to faking the funk and being like, no, mira, aquí guapo soy yo, no, aquí we're going to finish the job. And I get it. It's part of the culture we came up with. But again, I feel like it's doing an injustice to ourselves.
Yeah, no, you got to be like the samurai in the garden. It's like there's this quote. It's one thing to be capable of violence and not do it. It's another thing to not be capable of violence and, type of shit. Is there somebody in your life that put you onto the mental health? Like, is there like a moment in your life that this?
Yeah, just living through experience. Again, like I mentioned, my brother, it's something that he suffers through. And yeah, it's for the last 15 years, it's something that in the beginning we didn't understand it, but we started understanding it more and more.
You mentioned your brother a lot, man, and pardon me if this is forward, but like, did your brother have something that happened to him?
We don't know. It just happened. He was like 25, and it just developed, and we noticed certain behavior, and we're like, okay, something's off. And then over time we started recognizing, and then after visits to the doctors and stuff, and yeah, it developed paranoid schizophrenia and bipolar disorder.
And at 25 he was diagnosed, or throughout your life, or you look back after the diagnosis, or you look back and like going,
no, it just happened. It's not something
over
like
time.
The first 24 years, it's not like it was something like that we knew. It just
it wasn't an issue.
It
didn't exist.
Exactly.
So,
it's something
over time
it just came about.
Our bodies
degenerated. Exactly. It just came about, and then it's something that it's not something, again, and I never say like, oh, I'm a professional, I'm a doctor, I'm this. It's just I've lived it, and yeah. So I talk about my experience, and after living, and it's been like 16, 17 years now. Like, me and my mom and my dad, like, we understand it. Older. Okay. We understand it now. We know how to navigate or try to help how we can. So it's not more, I try to take a step back when it comes to like trying to educate on it, even though I can talk about experiences and maybe that helps, but I don't like people to think that I'm here to educate people on what, because again, I'm not a doctor and all that. But my goal, I feel like, with like all this work that I try to do in the community is to just normalize the conversations, and it's not to cure or diagnose anybody. It's just, hey, let's talk about it. Like, let's normalize these conversations. Yes. Like, again, it's you try to have these conversations in a public setting, let's say, or you try to, a casual conversation at a grocery shop, and once that theme comes up of mental health, like even I feel like back then it comes up, and I feel like somebody would say, "Oh no, yo no quiero hablar de, oh no, tú estás loco, el tipo está loco," or this. I feel like now it's more acceptable to have and I just had this conversation recently, and it was in a setting where you wouldn't expect. I think it was at La Rosas, and of course everybody's there partying. It's a bar, and I was able to have a deep conversation about it. I was like, this is what should be happening. No matter the setting or the environment, that we can have a serious conversation about it and try to understand what's going on, or seeing how we can improve it, or how to shed the stigma. Like that's why I have a tattoo here that says "End the Stigma." It's all like not my message, because again, I'm not trying to educate anybody. It's just we should have this conversation that we're having now and normalize these conversations. Yeah. And it's okay, like, to shed certain trauma or certain like toxic traits that we've carried on from our childhood, like the machismo thing, and like as long as we talk about it, you know what I mean, and normalize certain things. I feel like that can go a long way,
And what makes the Wendy's spicy chicken sandwich the most inconsistent? The
most consistent, inconsistent sandwich of all time.
And hold on, is this the value meal spicy chicken joint, or the one that's like on like a combo?
One. The combo. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
It's arguably the greatest sandwich of all time.
Yeah, arguably? Over a pan con bistec?
That's why I said arguably.
Okay, I like it. Full circle moment.
So I said arguably, but you go to a Wendy's and you're consistently always getting an inconsistent sandwich. I'm gonna go. That's funny because we're across the street from one.
Right across from one. We're about to go together.
So we're riding or what? You're riding or hiding? I'll go today. No lettuce. I'll go tomorrow. They forgot the tomato. I'll go the next day. They got it right. I'll go the other day. The sandwich is the chicken is too hot. You go to the next one. It's been sitting there forever. I go once. It's just mayo. I go the other two, you know what I mean? It's always changing. They always forget something.
I feel like I had a phase where I used to order it a lot. It's crispy, no? Is it come crispy, or how does it come?
Sometimes it's crispy, sometimes it's not.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Like, you get me?
Got it.
But no, I don't think it's really all that crispy. It's not necessarily a crispy sandwich.
Okay,
no.
Got you. Okay, coño. Damn, man, yeah. Wendy's is fire, though. Shout out to Wendy's. I think they have
my first job.
Dude, as a manager, no?
That's what I got. I was there 2 years, and then I got promoted to manager after 2 years con 18 años, y me metieron una pistola por el pecho.
I had a crazy story. I wanted to get into it. I was going to try to be slick and ask you, why don't you save contacts in your phone? Because I heard that. Wow, bro. What a story. Yes.
Tip. It's a great story.
Great story, bro.
Tip. Never save your contacts, your important relatives or contacts as mommy or Bobby or mom or dad or brother or lo que sea, because if you ever get robbed and somebody wants to go through your phone and try to rob them, they're going to go through your contacts.
So paint the picture for them. So you're managing the Wendy's, and this is nighttime, buddy, comes?
No.
Daytime?
This was June 4th.
June to the 3rd. Date, you know it?
I forgot the year, but I was 18. So this was 19 years ago. Not to date myself here. But it was a Sunday, 8 in the morning, 8 to 10 in the morning.
You guys aren't even serving breakfast at this time.
No, and I almost got fired for getting robbed, by the way.
What?
For breaking 3 store policies. Entering the store by myself, entering the store alone instead of with an employee, and for opening the door during closed hours. We opened at 10, but it was before 10. Wow. Somebody called the office, and oye, mira, estoy aquí para dejarme un resumen, blah, 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 quiero trabajo. And I was like, no, we're closed I can't like come back later or whatever. He said, no, but the manager yesterday said that I can drop it off. Es que estuve con la jeva en la moto, tú sabes, and I couldn't like drop it off. I'm like, that's not what you should tell an employer, like that you're out having vacilando. Like you should try to show that your work ethic is on point,
Right.
So
Buddy is crazy.
So I'm 18, so I'm innocent and naive, and they're like, all right, I'll go open the door.
All right.
So it's like glass, like you see the Wendy's like windows. I see the guy like as I'm walking. The guy has exactly how I'm dressed, like a hoodie, sunglasses, and it's bright daylight. And as soon as I just went like that the door, the gun was like right here. And I remember just going like that, exactly like that face you just gave, where like I did that. I was like, I remember just going, shit. And he didn't tell me anything. He didn't tell me what he wanted. I just turned around. I already knew what time it was. Yeah, I went straight to the safe, forgot the code. I was like, binga. And he was rushing, and then I got it. I remember I was like, yo, you want the coins and the loose change too? He's like, nah. He's like, how much is it? I was like, I don't know. Like, nah, just a single. It was super weird. Then I turned back, and all of a sudden he had a mask on.
Younger cat? Older dude? You're 18, 19 years old.
I was 18, so he was like
He felt older than you?
Like in his early 40s, maybe.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Late 30s.
Yeah, but not... Okay, got it.
And then...
So buddy put you in the freezer?
So he put me in the freezer, and then... It's so funny. He put me in the freezer and said, hey, don't come out.
15 minutes?
No, he said, yeah, don't come out. Wait 15 minutes and then come out. I was like, all right, heard. Got you. Dale.
Mental health is a real thing,
Dude.
dog. What a lunatic.
So, español. Oye, mira, 15 minutos. Y no saca de aquí. Si no, mira. Yeah. Whatever. Okay, cool.
Buddy takes your phone in this
and then
huh?
I'm like, oh, I'm dying. Oh, he's going to shoot me. He knocks on the door after.
On the freezer door?
Yeah.
That you're inside of?
Yeah, he
Why
knocks.
didn't he just open it? I'm confused.
Dude, the guy estaba quemado.
Bro.
Estaba quemado. Tipo le faltaba un frosty o algo. So I open, the gun's right there in my face. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna die, like for sure. I'm like, yeah, he had second thoughts. He's like, no, maybe I should just kill this guy. And he asked me for my phone.
So he comes back.
So that's when he say, oh no, give me your phone because you're gonna call the cops. Vas a llamar la policía. I'm like, you no voy a llamar a nadie.
Let me ride, dog.
Yeah. Close the door. Knocks again. Manda pinga. I open the door. Yes, can I help you? Hey, there's emergency exit door. Like it has like the big sign that says don't go through. Can I go through that door? I was like, yes, please leave. Yeah. Okay.
You're answering the door from the freezers?
Dude.
No, this is crazy, bro. This is a movie. Okay.
So I closed the door again. I was like, he said, yeah, so 15 minutes. I wait 3 minutes and me pongo a correr. me mando a correr to the office. Oh no, I almost got written up for this kind of, I should have set it up, but the whole time there was in the freezer, there's silence alarms that I could have pressed. And
shit.
And I forgot about it. But whatever. So I run.
That's smart on Wendy's part. Yeah. Silent alarms is genius. Yeah. Wow.
So, they're all over the place. Yeah. So I run to the office.
Oh, really? Like banks have them.
I'm sure.
Genius.
Yeah. So I run to the office, close myself because we have a bulletproof window. And then I don't even call the cops first. I call my GM. Oh, hey, mira, this just happened.
Real one.
So then he's like, okay, wait, let me call the district manager, whatever. And then they call me back. I'm like, yo, did you call the cops? I'm like, no, I was waiting for you to get back to me. Call the cops, asshole. Like, what are you doing?
Somebody has to call the cops. None of us want to call the cops.
So I said, okay. I guess that's probably why they questioned me, because they thought I was an accomplice or something.
Oh, right. The delay of calling the cops. But you're young, you don't know.
Yeah.
But I understand the shock. I understand the shock, but I do understand that too.
$900.
No, come on.
Yeah, $900.
Oh,
the
man.
kid's gonna ruin his job for $900.
But you don't know. People are lunatics. There's this guy leaving in the freezer, coming back. Crazy.
So then I call my brother. I'm like, yo, don't say anything. Don't tell mom anything. But like, yeah, this just happened. And he just starts laughing. And I'm like, yo, like,
Your older brother?
Yeah. And I'm like, yo, chill. Like, what?
They go hit him, but
yeah, exactly. My mom ends up finding out. She ends up showing up, throwing up just straight phlegm about los nervios and everything.
Oh my God, Borisita.
I remember I had a ketchup packet and I put something like on my neck. Like, cogieron, pero estoy bien. I swear. They had caution tape all over the place. And then she thought that caution tape meant that there was like a murder scene.
Oh, right.
So she thought somebody was dead.
Yeah, she thought it was all violence.
Yeah.
The yellow tapes. Yeah, no.
But yeah, then he went on my phone and started calling my recent contacts, and he tried searching, because I remember, I forgot how it was that I found out.
Called like Tia or something.
He
like
called,
that?
yeah, I think he called Tia, and then, but that was like the last person he called.
I thought it was your dad. That was the last person.
My dad called him.
Oh, right. That's the last interaction. Yeah, that's the end of the story.
So my dad called. That's how it off, because he kept calling me.
Kept calling different people to try to extort.
But then he kept to try to meet with them. And like, oh, I found this phone, but he robbed me.
What a dick. Yeah.
But he kept calling me at the office after I locked myself in the office. He called me like 3 times. He's like, hey, if you call the cops, don't call the cops. But if you do call the cops, tell them I had like long blonde hair and shit like that.
Bro, if you're listening, and I know you are, if you're watching this, I need you on this podcast, you crazy ass person.
He ended up getting arrested.
Oh, you found out who it was?
Yeah. Should we get there? Let me just put.
Okay,
I'm like all over the place with the story.
I suck at this. Go.
He called again. He said, I have your license plate too. Okay, cool. Calls again. He said, "Oye, look, you're a good kid. I feel like you're a good kid. I just gotta do what I gotta do for my kids, you know." And I think that was in English. I remember he's like, I just gotta do what I gotta do for my kids. Like, if you want, I can meet you up and I'll put some of the money in a box and your cell phone and whatever. Keep it. Yo me compro otro. Like, whatever. I think he called another time. I forgot what happened, but then I think that may have been the last time. But my dad is locked up 80 shit, locked up for 27 years. It was cocaine cowboy era, all that shit in Miami. Yeah. So his tradition was he would call my brother and he'd call me. Call my brother at my mom's. They spoke, and then he would call me. They had already told him what happens. He calls me. Who has my phone? Him knowing they have my phone. So of course the guy picks up. He's like, the first thing you hear is this call is from a federal prison. To accept the call, please press 5. But then you have a 5-second recording.
Oh,
you
saying yo,
yeah. So my dad, instead of my dad saying his name so you can accept the call, my dad used that time to say
tell
the guy like, yo, when I see you in here, I'm gonna fuck you up. Te lo voy a meter por el culo, like all this shit. The guy stopped calling me.
And that traumatized him.
And then a week after, the detectives came like, oh, can you figure out who it was? I was like, oh, it's that guy looks familiar. Definitely not that guy. Blah blah blah. It ended up being the guy I thought it was definitely not him for some reason. They said they ended up catching him a few days later robbing another Wendy's. I was like, dude, I told you, like the spicy chicken sandwich is where it hits, you know.
Or and then we do the shoot your shot segment at the end of every episode. Is there any person in the game right now in the wrestling industry, in the wrestling world that you'd like to do a program with? Maybe you'd like to come down. Maybe somebody you have a pent up grudge with that you want to handle?
It's gonna be ballsy. But just because I know he's on the latter end of his career, and he's taught me everything I know, but I would love to once just step side by side, face to face, 1-on-1, and see what it's like to step into the ring with my trainer, with the vampire warrior himself, Gangrel, to see if he's ever been in the ring con un cubano, dale, vampiro.
No, that would be crazy. Yeah. Maybe Otto Von Sriracha is a special referee type shit, maybe.
But then whose side does he choose?
That's what I was saying.
Does he choose Tipo Tropical or does he choose el Vampiro, you know? Like, it depends which Otto is there, you know?
Otto's a wild card.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's a crazy. Hey,
damn, that's actually. You were right. You did used to do fantasy booking and stuff, right? There you go.
I'm on that, bro. Right there. All the programs. I write Royal Rumbles. Yeah, I'm blessed because now I write scripts and shit like that, and I use a lot of shit I would do back then with that shit. But man, this is my shit, dog.
Damn.
I'm gonna write that match. I'm gonna send you the script.
Send it. But yeah, the Vampiro, he created Domino, so. I want to show him what Domino is finally all about.
That's tremendo full circle moment. That would be great. And going on, and before we do the big 3 draft, do you have a who's your Mount Rushmore of wrestling?
That's tough. I feel like it always changes. My favorites were always
right now though. Like if right now that you're in the, I'd like to hear your opinion, not from young Domino as a kid when you're watching, Shawn Michaels Razor Ramon, but now that you're in the game and now you understand what it was watching them come up and like, this guy was tremendo in-ring technician or however you may look at it.
Yeah, guys like AJ Styles.
AJ Styles was a great pick. Great pick.
Guys like AJ Styles. Yeah, dude, the guy.
My dad doesn't even know who AJ Styles is, bro. AJ Styles is, bro, shout out to TNA, man. But, bro, they added something to wrestling, like, because I naturally.
Like a modern day Shawn Michaels,
No, modern day. Shawn's a goat. I think Shawn's one of the goats. In my force.
Somebody that I enjoy watching a lot, and enjoy the character work, and I think has a bright future ahead of him and can arguably be the biggest star for the company is Dominic Mysterio.
He's killing it, man. He's killing it.
Who else?
Dom versus Dom would be tremendo program too.
La batalla de los Don.
That'd be crazy.
Who else? 2 more? I guess Shawn Michaels and CM Punk were always my 2 favorites.
We'll leave Dom off the Mount Rushmore though. So you got AJ Styles, Shawn Michaels. Who'd you say? Punk.
CM Punk and Shawn Michaels were always my favorites of all time. CM Punk is always. Shawn Michaels always what got my childhood. CM Punk is what got me back into enjoying wrestling because I stopped watching for a long period.
Arguably one of the greatest on the mic. I think.
Yeah. Trying to think of. There's somebody that I learned a lot. If it wasn't Gangrel, there was somebody that taught me a lot. He's with us at CCW. I know he's trying to work on some bigger things. He held actually the Southeastern Championship for over 600 something days. He's only lost once. Is Meadow. I know he's been working out with Miro, with Rusev a lot. So hopefully big things for him coming up. He's somebody I'm going to put up there because, the guy's work. He came from Bulgaria with nothing, got a bicycle, would ride bike from Miami to Pompano to go train for 4 hours, get on that bike, get on that bicycle, go back. And I think that's Mount Rushmore type work ethic. You feel me? So I've never beat him, which sucks. He's always beat me. I've had like 4 matches against him, but I'm going to put him up there because I see a bright future for him, and I wouldn't be surprised if you see him on some programming, whether it be WWE, AEW, very soon.
Hell yeah. All right, and then we're going to do the big 3 draft. We're going to do specialty matches. I was you easily could do wrestlers, you easily could do like matches, but I want to do specialty matches, bro, because earlier today I was...
Pango Beatdown, a pole match.
No! Pango Beatdown, a pole. Has that been done? No, that might have to be the match that we do Otto versus... that we do you versus Gangrel and Otto. So, okay, first specialty match, so that
the ladder match.
I had a feeling you were going that direction.
Ladder
match, you can't go wrong. But I'll one up your ladder match with a TLC match.
Okay, yeah.
Is this the big 3?
Yeah.
This is the big 3, Jeff. So what's your second specialty match?
I have to, especially because we play dominoes on tables, so I gotta say table match.
Table. Okay, we're gonna stick with the tables. You know what? I mentioned TNA, bro, and one of the most... Damn, they have a lot of things. I could low-key make my last 2 picks TNA things, but one thing that I freaking love, and I don't understand why nobody's implemented this dynamic or this type of match, but did you ever see a King of the Mountain match?
No, but that sounds familiar.
Bro, so it was a 5-man match. It was always a championship match, or like there's always, I think it was always a championship for a belt. But the concept was, it was 5 men. They all started at the beginning. It's a ladder match though, but you can't go straight up to get the belt. You have to like you have to like qualify to go up the ladder by getting a pinfall or a submission. So you have to make one of them, and then whenever you get the submission or the pinfall, whoever you submit or make tap goes in a penalty box. They'd have like a ringside red penalty box for like a couple minutes, and then it adds a dynamic where there's less people. Let me climb it, bro. TNA did that a couple times. I think it was Slammiversary was the pay-per-view they had. It was like Royal Rumble type of shit.
Damn,
badass, bro. I think the King of the Mountain match is legendary. Triple H, Stephanie, whoever's running the show over there, if you're listening, we know you are. I know y'all got the budget, man. Come on. Don't they own TNA now? No, they don't.
No. They're in a partnership.
They're up there, pero.
Are we in our third?
Third, last specialty match.
I'm going to go with, because I'm going to plug it pretty much, but the Royal Rumble style match, or in CCW's case, the King of the Territory match, where yo voy a ser el rey December 5th. At the Tank Brewery, because I'm in the process, of recharging my pila. I'm gonna fuck everybody up.
Hell yeah! Is it like a contenders match, or is it for the
30? It's the number one.
30 heads.
It's 30 heads, 30 man, King of the Territory.
Over the top rope. Battle Royale. That's
over the top rope. The winner becomes the number 1 contender.
Yo.
And our current champion is Gangrel.
Oh.
So
we need the Hialeah champ.
Oh wow, we might have.
So I'm a little conflicted, but I'm in a conflicted phase in my life. So I take on any challenge, whether it's the hardest of challenges or whatever it takes to get to that top challenge. So
Boy, some tremendo seed planting is going on here in the Heir Cast today. Going at my third pick, then I'm gonna bring it to the. Can't go wrong with going Hell in a Cell match, man. You can't go wrong with the legendary Hell in a Cell match. We all thought Mankind.
I was gonna say Inferno match, by the way, but I had to plug in the. But I was.
No, you killed it.
Inferno match.
A true master at his craft. Bro. You killed it.
Hell in a Cell, yeah.
Hell in a Cell is legendary. A part of me wanted to say Elimination Chamber. I was actually gonna give TNA the nod with the Elevation X match. The shit where they had the thing on top. Bruh. Bro, hey, TNA was ahead of it, man. Shout out Dixie Carter and them, bro. They did a lot of crazy. They got Perk Angle. Perk Angle was a crazy era of wrestling, bro. It was crazy, dog. But one last message to anybody out there dealing with their own stuff, anybody out there in the world.
Man, I just I try to live by a certain code these days, and it's to do everything with love, compassion. You never know what somebody is going through. Treat each other with respect. And I know it's all like cliche and it's all bullshit that we've heard our whole lives, but it is real. It is real. We're at a time that we can all just share some compassion with each other. And you, again, emphasis on you don't know what somebody's going through. So seeing somebody in the hallway, holding the door for them. Hey, how are you? Have a good evening. Will go a long way. So I feel like if we could just stop all the bullshit with the machismo and our egos and keep it in check and just try to smile at somebody when they're walking by you instead of just neglecting and taking out your phone, it goes a long way. And I feel like it starts the trend towards normalizing certain behaviors that I think we should all be practicing. So that would be my one message that I hope resonates with everybody.
I hope that resonated with you. We'll see you next week.
Dale.
Ponte los pila.
Yeah, thank you so much, dude. I hope that was good.
Feel it in your core when we kick it through the door. This is true hardcore. What you fools waiting for? This is true hardcore.